If you're a tipped employee and you haven't been able to qualify for the home loan to purchase the home that you want, you're going to want to watch this video. So the new administration's proposal on no tax on tips is going to be a game changer for tipped employees. And here's why. So most tipped employees are on what's called tip compliance. So that's essentially a deal between the employer, the employee, and the IRS, where they agree on an hourly rate in which to claim that they receive in tips. Now, whether they make more or less in that shift in tips, they're going to pay based on that tip compliance agreement. So let's say it's $20 an hour. So most people in the tip industry are making minimum wage, and in Nevada, it's $12 an hour. So a typical tipped employee, like a bartender or cocktail waitress, will show maybe $2,000 a month in minimum wage and then another $3,000 in tips, for a total of about $5,000 a month in income. And that would allow them to qualify for somewhere in the neighborhood of a $2,000 mortgage, or loosely translates into a sales price of about $280,000. So if the new tax proposal goes into effect, where there's no longer taxes on tips, there won't be a tip compliance. So the employee is free to claim every penny they get in tips. And I think it's fair to say that they're probably making more than the tip compliance, maybe as much as twice as more, maybe even more than that. So if you take that scenario where the bartender or cocktail waitress is really receiving $6,000 a month in tips, and that's freely now disclosed on their pay stubs, along with the minimum wage of $2,000. Now they have $8,000 a month in income, but it actually gets even better for them. So the agency guidelines typically allow the lender to gross up any income that isn't taxed. So Social Security, as an example, that's not taxed. Pensions or disability, will gross those up. And I would assume then if tips are not taxed, we're going to gross that up too by as much as 25%. So now your $6,000 a month in income in tips is really $7,500 a month in income, plus your $2,000 in minimum wage. And the same person is now getting to use $9,500 a month to qualify instead of $5,000 a month to qualify. And this is going to allow them to buy a home with a mortgage payment of around $4,500 or a sales price as high as $600,000. So this is certainly a game changer. If this goes through, this will be a game changer for tip employees. And in Nevada, I think there's over 200,000 tip employees that this could impact and sort of open up their purchasing power.